Hi, welcome to Create at Robin's house, to Robin's Cricut Capers. I'm just going to walk you through some of the very basics of Cricut Design Space because it can be a little confusing and there's a lot of little things in there I bet you didn't even know about. So to start, you can go to My Projects here up in the top right hand corner or start a new project. I usually go to this New Project button because it's big. You can also see if you've had any other projects you're working on, you can grab them from there. So I'm going to go to New Project. And there's 3 different ways you can start a new project. If it's really simple, you can just go to Shapes and just throw a shape on there and start working. You can upload. You can see I've uploaded several SVGs. Close to My Heart has given away SVGs lately that are related to COVID or to Operation Smile donations, and you can upload them from here and hit insert image, or you can upload a full new image. You go to upload image, browse, and I save my images that I've gotten off of email or off of the blog or whatever. I save them to my desktop, that way I can find them. So here's Crafty Chick. You can see that that is an SVG document, and I'll open that. And you can see what it looks like. And it has an image name here already set. You can add tags to help you find it later, but Crafty Chick is pretty self-explanatory, so I'm going to save that. A third way to find your images, and this is the one that I use the most, is go to Images. And Cricut has changed this recently. It used to show up with pictures already to look at and searchable, but now it has categories. So you can go occasions, themes, trending, people and places, shapes, but the one I use the most is way over here in image sets. Image sets is how we're used to looking at the Close to My Heart cartridges because they're already in a set. So I'll go to ownership over here and click purchased, and now you can see all of my cartridges in there. So I'll go to Stitch Together, one of our new cartridges, and you can see all the images that are on that cartridge all in one place. And then we will insert our images. So there are a lot of items across the top that you can use. Line type really isn't that helpful. I've never used anything other than cut, but there is draw and scoring that you can do in Cricut. For fill is what you use to color the different layers of your projects. Like you can see over here that I have a red layer and a black layer, and that is where you will assign a color to a layer so that they all cut the same. There's a flip button. If I rotate this a little bit, flip button where you can flip something horizontally or you can flip something vertically. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense with an image like this, but if you're having words or title or something that is very specific and you want it to go the other way, that's really handy. You can also resize things. You can resize things 2 different ways. You can just drag and pull, or you can say, I want it to be specifically 4 inches high. You can set that there by just clicking 4 and then enter. Or you can do it smaller and have it move a piece at a time. That's the nice thing about this top row. Everything you can move just a small piece at a time. And then there's the lock. Right now, it grows and shrinks in a set, I don't know, square format. But if you unlock it, you can grow it taller without growing wider, or wider without growing taller. And you can also, Control C, you can also do that up here. You can turn the lock off up here and then make your sizes. So you can make this be 6 inches without changing the other. And then Control Z if you want to get it back to normal. Another good tip is if you are going to mess with an image, just copy and paste it, and then don't touch the one over here, and then just make your alterations to this. Another way you can accomplish that is by clicking on this and hitting duplicate, and then you have another one to work with. Okay, so rotating, you saw we rotated. You can just grab and rotate, or you can rotate using the feature up at the top. Now the most tricky one is this position one. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense for this type of image, but it can be handy with others. So if you were to set the X position at 7, it will go 7 inches and this top corner will hit 7. And then if you want it to be further down, so it's 7 and 3, so over 7 and down 3, this top. Oh, well, that was handy. Okay, back to this one. The next thing I want to show you is how to ungroup. That turns this from one item that had 2 pieces to 2 separate pieces. And this is a way that you can change the color of your ladybug, for example. So now my ladybug can either be a pink ladybug or a red ladybug. And you can see the 3 different ones here. And if you go to make it, you can also see that it are set up on 3 different mats, all ready to cut the color as appropriate. Now, if I wanted to, you can also, we ungrouped, you can regroup by, you can either click on one, hit the shift key and click on another, and then hit group, or you can draw a line around your image and then click group. I'm going to ungroup again so that I can duplicate this and get another ladybug for my pink one. And you can see that they are now on 2 separate layers. They're on a different layer than this. So I would go to arrange my pink one, and I want to send it forward, move forward. Send to front. And now I can set up the ladybug. So I'm going to group these 2 together, and I'm going to group them. And then I can do 2 things. I'll group these together as well, and we'll show you the 2 different things that you can do. So we can weld. Weld is when you take 2 images and put them together. What would make the most sense actually in this case is to show you an odd thing. So I want to create a shape that looks like this, but by welding it, I now have the basic ladybug, but with longer wings. But as you can see, I've lost the other wings because this is now one squished image. Now similar but different to that is slice. And slice, when you slice it, you then get all the pieces. So now you have the pink one, the negative space, if you will, and the dots and the little head and the little tail, they're all separate pieces because you've sliced. Anywhere there was a line, it is now sliced. And if we were to cut at this point, you would, so we can, one of the things that you wouldn't really need are these extraneous slices, so we can just turn those off. and then we can make it again. So this has brought us onto two separate mats. The pink one will cut first, and then the black one will cut second, and you can see that we're going to have outer dots and inner dots, and you'll actually end up with a double set of dots. But when you're all finished, and if you want to save it, the best thing to do is save. Otherwise, you'll have to redo it all again when you're done. So that concludes the end of this first video. Thank you for watching my video, and happy crafting!